Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today our group will present about spring shoes and the applications of physics concepts in this product. So my name is Dia Maisara Adani binti Fakrizaki. So in this presentation, I will explain the physics concept applied in the product, the component of need involved in its design, and also the importance of spring shoes in our daily life. Basically, spring shoes are specially designed shoes that use a spring mechanisms at the bottom part of the shoes to help improve movement efficiency, reduce energy loss during activities such as running and jumping. This product is also closely related to the several physics concepts such as compression force, elastic potential energy, and also energy release and momentum. When force is applied to the shoes, the spring compresses and it stores energy. Then the stored energy is released to help the user move more smoothly and efficiently. So that shows how physics can be applied in modern sports technology to improve human movement and also performance. In this presentation, we will explain briefly how the physics concepts involved in this product, the function of the spring mechanisms, and the importance of this product in our daily life.
Hi, my name is Nurul Najwa binti Narumaizi. For our project, we focus on a spring-based sport shoes that help reduce foot pain during running and jumping. The main physics problem we want to solve is high compression force produced when the foot hits the ground. So, too much force can cause pain and stress on the joint. To overcome this, the shoes use a spring system that can absorb impact, store energy, and release it during movement. This makes movement more comfortable and efficient. This is important because people do physical activity every day, so to reducing impact force can help prevent injuries and improve comfort. The concept involved are compression force, energy storage, release, also momentum. The spring help reduce the impact from sudden movement and support smoother motion.
The component of need of this product is these spring shoes are designed based on the fundamental principles of physics, particularly in mechanics and energy transformations. So the main idea behind this product is to enhance human movement efficiency by storing and releasing mechanical energy during walking or jumping. So when a person applies force onto the shoes, the spring system inside the shoes undergoes compression and temporarily stores energy in the form of elastic potential energy. This stored energy is then released when the spring returns to its original shape, producing an additional upward and downward force that assists movement and reduce muscular effort. The main component of need for this product is energy optimization during movement. Normally, when a person runs or jumps, a lot of energy from our body is lost when the foot hits the ground. This causes faster muscle fatigue and makes movement less efficient, especially during long periods of physical activity. Therefore, spring shoes are also needed to help manage and reuse that energy instead of letting it disappear completely. Basically, spring shoes are designed with an internal elastic system that acts as an energy storing mechanism, allowing mechanical energy produced during walking or jumping to be temporarily stored and efficiently reduced, thereby improving overall movement efficiency and also reducing energy wastage in human body. The formula of this elastic potential energy in these concepts of physics is E equals to half kx squared, which energy is stored in the spring when it is compressed, and the energy is temporarily stored and not lost. Instead, these shoes are also needed because they can improve performance and our stability during our movement. The spring structure helps to distributing force more evenly throughout the shoes, which can reduce imbalance and make movement more controlled. So this is important especially for athletes, runners, or individuals who perform activities that involve repeated jumping and also running. Another reason this product is needed is because modern sports technology is becoming more advanced and focused not only on comfort but also on biomechanics and energy efficiency. So, from there, this shows how the physics concepts are applied, such as compression force, momentum, and also energy storage to create equipment that helps humans move more effectively. The need for spring shoes is not only for comfort or reducing pain, but also to improve energy efficiency, movement performance, and stability through the applications of physics in our daily life. So on the other hand, the design of these spring shoes allows the applied force from body weight and also motion to be distributed more evenly across the spring structure, preventing concentration of stress at a single point and ensuring smoother and also safer mechanical performance during our movement. These spring shoes require materials with high elasticity and durability, which allowing them to withstand repeated compressions and decompression cycles without permanent deformation, and also it ensuring consistent performance. The system of these spring shoes is engineered to optimize the conversion of kinetic energy into elastic potential energy and back into kinetic energy, which minimizing every loss through heat and friction, thus improving overall mechanical efficiency of the movement. So as we can see that at the spring shoes, it will change from kinetic energy, which comes from our body movement, change to elastic potential energy, the spring compressions on the inside the spring shoes, and it will change back to kinetic energy, which is the forward motion again. So basically, this continuous energy transfer helps to improve movement efficiency, and it will help to reduce fatigue. So for our product in this spring shoes, the energy from our body movement is stored, and later it will assist motion.
The physics-related concept we are addressing in our spring shoes project is elastic mechanics, specifically how spring stores and release energy through compression. When a person runs or jumps, a large amount of force is applied to the foot upon impact with the ground. Without proper support, this repeated impact causes pain, fatigue, and even long-term injury to the joints. Our spring shoes are designed to address this need. The spring embedded in the soil work based on compression force. When the foot lands, the spring compresses and absorbs the impact energy. This energy is called as elastic potential energy, described by the formula EP equals to 1/2 kx squared, where k is spring constant and x is compression distance. This concept is important because it directly reduces force experienced by the foot, making running and jumping safer and less painful. Law states that F equal to negative kx, meaning the greater compression, the greater the restraining force the spring produces. This restraining force is what pushes back against the impact, acting like a natural shock absorber. The elastic potential energy stored during compression is then released as a kinetic energy, propelling the runner forward with each step. This energy cycle, compress, store, release, is what makes spring-based footwear both protective and energy efficient.
Next, I will talk about the component of approach, which is how the system works based on rotational mechanical and thermal principle. Our spring-based smart sport shoes operates based on two main physics principles. That is elastic mechanics and thermal regulation. When the user's foot strikes the ground, the impact force causes the spring inside the shoe to compress. During this process, kinetic energy from the impact is converted into elastic potential energy and stored within the spring. This helps absorb show and reduce the force experienced by the feet and joints. When the spring returns to its original shape, the stored energy is released to assist movement, making running and jumping more efficient. In addition, the shoe applies thermal regulation principle. The inner and outer layers are made from the material with low thermal conductivity and are designed with ventilation channels that facilitate convective airflow. This passive cooling mechanism helps maintain a stable temperature inside the shoe and prevents excessive heat build-up during physical activities, which can affect athletic performance. By combining elastic energy management and passive thermal regulation, the system enhances both physical protection and user comfort.
Okay, I will be explain about the how physics concept apply in the system. So our invention is a spring based on sports shoes designed to reduce a pain and pressure on feet during running and jumping activity. So the system apply concept from the rotational mechanics and thermal physics, especially compression force, energy storage, release, and momentum. When a person running or jumps, large compression force act on shoes when foot touch the ground. The shoes is designed with a spring cushioning system placed at the heel and sole area. Spring compress when force is applied and absorb part of impact energy. This helps to reduce stress on feet and knee joint and also ankle. The compressed spring store energy in form of elastic potential energy. This process follow Hooke's law, which is F sama dengan Kx. In terms of thermal physics, the shoes also contain heat-resistant material that help reduce heat accumulation inside the shoes. Other than that, during running, friction and body heat increase the temperature inside the footwear. So heat transfer materials allow improving the heat. Other than that, during running, friction and body increase the temperature inside the footwear. So heat transfer material allow heat to escape through the convection convention, improving thermal comfort for the user. So overall system operate by combining the spring mechanism and thermal management technology. So the spring absorb and release energy efficiently, so while the thermal design reduce heat build up.
There are physical processes and mechanisms that are involved in this application. So first, about physical processes. First is elastic deformation. When pressure is applied to the shoe, the spring compresses and changes shape temporarily. After the pressure is removed, the spring returns to its original shape. This process is called elastic deformation. It helps the shoe become flexible and responsive during movement. Second, compression and recoil of the spring. During running or jumping, the spring compresses when the foot lands on the ground. After that, the spring quickly recoils or expands back to its original form.
This recoil helps push the foot upward or forward, making movement more efficient. Last, energy storage and release. As the spring compresses, it stores energy in the form of elastic potential energy. When the spring expands again, the stored energy is released. This released energy helps support movement, especially during running and jumping activities. Next, about mechanism. First, spring suspension mechanism. The spring functions like a suspension system in vehicles. It helps stabilize movement and absorb shocks during sport activities. Second, energy return mechanism. After storing energy during compression, the spring releases the energy back to the user. This gives additional support and can improve movement efficiency. Lastly, impact absorption system. The overall system is designed to absorb and reduce impact forces during physical activities, helping protect the user's body from excessive pressure. There are many equations that involved in this application. First, Hooke's law. F equal to negative kx. As we know, F is a force produced by the spring. K is spring constant. X is displacement or amount of compression. As we can conclude it as the more the spring compresses, the greater the force produced by the spring. Next is elastic potential energy, which is E equal to 1/2 kx square root. The equation shows the amount of energy stored in the spring. So, as we know, E equal to elastic potential energy, K is spring constant, X is compression distance. Next, Newton's second law, which is F equal to ma. F is force, m is mass, a is acceleration. So, greater force can produce greater acceleration and movement. Lastly, momentum. P equal to mv. P is momentum, m is mass, v is velocity.
Lastly, I will talk about the observable effects of the spring shift systems. Firstly, it can be clearly be seen during running and jumping activities. When the user lands on the ground, the spring compresses because of the impact force produced by the body weight. These compressions help absorb shocks and reduce pressure on the feet, making movement more comfortable and helping to reduce pain during physical activities. At the same time, elastic potential energy is stored inside the compressed spring. As the user pushes off the ground, the stored energy is released to produce additional propulsion force. This extra force helps the user move more smoothly, jump higher, and run more efficiently with less effort. Besides that, the release of energy also increases the momentum of movement, making each step feel more powerful. Overall, the spring shift system can improve performance while reducing muscle fatigue and lowering the risk of injury during running or jumping activities.